Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I just wanted to look at tax. I think tax is really important because of all the tax relief you can get. You don't want to be giving away all your money unnecessarily. If you know some of these loopholes, it can really help you save money that otherwise you would just be throwing away. And that's not a good thing. You don't want to do that ever. So let's get into it. So property income allowance and rent-a-room relief. So property income allowance, if your total rental income before expenses is £1,000 or less in a tax year, you don't need to report it to HMRC. Even if your rent is above it, you can choose to deduct a flat £1,000 rather than claiming the actual expenses, which keeps things simple. There's also the rent-a-room scheme. If you rent out a spare room in your main home, you can earn up to £7,500 tax-free each year, or £3,750 each if you share that income with a partner. It's one of the most generous reliefs available, and it can still be used alongside expense claims under the cash basis. So if you operate through a limited company, you can also make use of a few small but really important perks. So you can give gifts worth £50 or less, like a meal or flowers or a voucher, without triggering the income tax or national insurance. They just can't be cash or reward for work. Directors of closed companies can also receive up to £300 of these benefits per year. Your company can also claim for staff events such as a Christmas or a summer party, provided the event is open to all of the employees and is held annually, and costs no more than £150 per person, including VAT and travel. It's a small but worthwhile way to extract value without extra tax. So working from home allowance and working office rent, if you manage your portfolio from home, you can claim the working from home allowance. The HMRC allows up to £6 a week without needing any receipts, and it still applies for 25 to 26 tax year. If you're a company director, the company can pay that allowance as a business expense. If you use part of your home exclusively for your business, you can also charge your company commercial rent. This does need to be carefully handled with a proper agreement to avoid affecting private residence reliefs when you sell your home. Personal and dividends allowances for 2025 to 26 tax year. Every individual has a personal allowance of £12,570 and a dividends allowance of £500. If you and your spouse both hold shares within your property company, you can each take dividends up to your respective allowance tax-free. With some planning around ownership structure, you can often make full use of both sets of allowances to reduce your overall tax exposure. So Maddie is going to be our example. So Maddie owns a single buy-to-let property through her company, generating £7,500 in rent per year. She also rents out a spare room in her own home, earning £5,000. She claims the rental room allowance, and £5,000 is completely tax-free. For her buy-to-let, she has £1,000 in expenses, and through her company, she can give herself and her husband trivial benefits worth £200 each, and pays the £6 a week home working allowance. Each hold half the company's shares and take dividends within their personal dividends allowance, meaning they pay no dividends tax either, and by combining these simple reliefs, Maddie receives all of her income tax-free, legally and efficiently. So these allowances might seem small on their own, but together they can add up. Used consistently, they can make a real difference to landlords after tax income. So thanks for watching that. I'm just going to run through a few more tax ones in the next couple of videos because I do think tax is important, and I do think a lot of people do miss out on what is current with tax as well. So the stuff I'm going to go through now is just going to be all current tax as of right now. So you're all up to date with what's going on, because I think it's super important that everyone is up to date with what's going on, because otherwise you can lose out on all these pretty important tax benefits and reliefs, which, you don't want to. You want to be making more money, not less money, if you can avoid. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.